Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 14. So before I get started, I know you guys was expecting me to be all glamorous today. I was expecting to be all glamorous today too. Makeup, hair, clothes. I was going to give it all to you guys. However, they sent us an email on Friday at 4 o'clock in the evening and told us that we are going to continue working remote. I was just like, how happy I was when we got that email. I had hope. I had a feeling that it was going to change because, y'all, I work for the government and there's so many difficult people in the government. And I figured one of those difficult people would make a big enough scene where they would end up changing it. That's not what ended up happening, but I was counting on that. One of them real difficult government worker women with the long curved nails and, the auntie short haircut and the lanyard that wears the lanyard and wears the very big, thick, but fashionable glasses, and the one that always comes to your desk and talks to you for 30 minutes that you didn't really want to talk to, and they gossip to you about somebody that they don't like, but you actually cool with them, but you just sit there and listen to them so they can get on out your face. The one that you have to act like you are busy, so you get up and leave your desk so they can leave your yeah, that one. I was waiting on one of them to make a difference, and they didn't, but I don't care how it went down as long as we don't have to go. So you still get this Roxanne in her driveway. Bitch, it's hot. Let me turn. I was trying not to turn the air on because I ain't got no gas, but it's too hot. 1 second. Excuse me, y'all. Woo, child. It's hot out there too. It's gonna work out well, having this short video because nothing really happened on the show. I mean, the show was good. It was entertaining, but it's not gonna take me long to get through it, you guys, which is good because show would hate to run out of gas in the driveway. Anyway, you guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? I know y'all saw that mid-season trailer. I was like, please don't tell me this is mid-season. We already on episode 14. Like, we should be wrapping this shit up soon, okay? But looks like we got some entertainment coming our way when it comes to Drew and Ty. I said, that Ty be turning everybody out there, don't she, child? I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, I saw that preview just like y'all did. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're going to talk about episode 14. So let's start with Sheree. Sheree and her daughter, they are at and her sister, they are at a holistic place. Not sure exactly where they are, but she has fibroids. Sheree is around my age. Fibroids is a thing. Okay, so she doesn't want to have the surgery. The people that she knows that's had surgery, she's not talking about hysterectomy, because once you have a hysterectomy, it's a done deal. But people that have had like that one where they burn the layers off of your uterus, she knows people that have done that and it's come back. I think it's called ablation. So she's trying the holistic approach, so acupuncture. And I've never had acupuncture, but I heard that it works very well. And I thought you couldn't feel those needles, but she was acting like it was painful. I don't know if she just has a low tolerance or what, but something to look into, I guess, for those of us that are having those same issues. I've never heard of people getting acupuncture for fibroids. If you guys have had any experience with that, y'all will have to let me know. But yeah, Sheree said it better work. Later on, we see Sheree out to dinner, okay? And it turns out that she is going to dinner with the OGs, minus the obvious one. Of course, Nene is not going to be there because Nene is not ever going to be on Bravo again. But she did wrangle up the rest of the OGs. So we have Deshaun Snow, we have Lisa Wu, we have Kim Zolciak Bierman, okay? And it was good to see the ladies. For the most part, everybody acts the same exact way that they did when they were on the show before. Deshaun Snow, bless her heart, she is just not reality show. She doesn't have a personality for reality show. She didn't have it back when she was on that first season, and she still doesn't have it, which is fine. Reality is not for everybody. But she's just sort of like very blah, okay? I mean, while they sat at that table, they had to pull her into that conversation. But she was like that when she was on the show before, and she's like that in real life too. I've been around her. She has a son that's the same age as Joe, and so they used to play AAU basketball, and Joe used to play her son pretty often. And so then her and her husband at that time, they would be at the games as well, and she was very standoffish, to the point where she would come to the games, and then she would lay in her husband's lap, like lay her head in his lap, and just kind of lay there the whole time, wouldn't say nothing. Everybody was just sort of like, what? I was just like, girl, I mean, we're not gonna bother you. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, because me, I ain't the type to go up to no celebrity. It's only a few. It's only a handful of celebrities. Y'all already know my people, right? That can't do no wrong in my eyes. We got Riri. We got Missy. We got Kiki. We got Bobby Brown. I said all the E's. But yeah, those are my four. There may be a couple of other ones that I would actually have like some sort of like, oh my God, I'd be star-crossed and, googly-eyed and stuff for, because I just love those people so much. But yeah, it's not too many people. Anybody from Real Housewives of Atlanta, definitely, it's not gonna happen. So, anyway. The rest of the girls, they're good. Deshawn looks good, though. She looks really good, and I don't even know if she really wants to be on a reality show. So I mean, she was a good sport and came back for this one. Lisa's the same way that she was. Lisa's always been that girl that's just, kind of like a girl's girl. Like, she just loves to talk and chat, and she's pretty supportive and cool and everything. Lisa can get special when she wants to, but for the most part, still love Lisa. And Kim is still Kim. Kim still lies. Side note, you guys saw that Kim and Kroy, now they've decided they're not going to get a divorce. They're going to work on their relationship. I was like, bitch, you was pulling our leg that whole time. Them two was never getting no damn divorce. How was them stories leaking unless they was telling them? Okay, we saw all the shit that was going on in that household, and now I realize that them two was just really trying to get back on somebody's show. I don't know if it worked. We'll see if Kim gets pulled into the next season of anything Real Housewives, if she gets her show back, which I just, I totally doubt that, or if she turns up on the Peacock Girls Trip or something. But yeah, I think all that was for that. I had an idea that might be what it was, especially when they said they were going to stay in that house together. I was just like, But yeah, so Kim, because even when they were talking, Kim was like, oh, we've been married 11 years, so happy, everything is good. And I was just like, that ain't what the blog's been saying, girl, all this time. So yeah, Kim's still full of shit. But, they're just talking, catching up. Sheree says she likes to keep in touch with them, just check on each other and see how everybody's doing. She tells the girls that they're going to Portugal, all the girls on the show. And, Kim was like, oh, okay, who's all going? Okay, Drew. And then they get to Kenya. She's like, oh my God, Kenya's still alive. Well, I don't know why she wouldn't be, Kim. All right. But Kim still has a bone to pick with Kenya because she said that the kids were off limits. Remember what Kenya had said about Kim's daughter when Kim was saying that her daughter would give a blowjob to get tickets to go see, was it John Legend? And Christy Teigen was like, girl, you ain't even got to give him a blowjob. I mean, I'll give you the tickets. But Kenya had pointed out that Kim was, like prostituting or hoeing off her daughter just to get to this concert. It wasn't a good look for Kim. And I guess Kenya didn't have to say it, but I mean, Kim was the one that said that, she was the one that was offering her daughter up, so anyway. Deshawn Snow is divorced. They divorced shortly after the show. And she said that she's dating. Lisa Wu is divorced. She divorced shortly after the show. Remember, her husband went on to be with Keisha Knight Pulliam, and then that was a disaster. Remember the mess that was, how much of an asshole he was, and pretty much abandoned Keisha and the baby. So yeah, she ended up being, and she's in a new relationship. She says it's pretty cool. What about you, Sheree? Are you dating? Oh yes, yes. She's dating a great guy. He gets a bad rap, but he's a good guy. And like I said, Kim is still with Croy. Yeah, y'all, that was pretty much it. It was cute to see them all catching up with each other. It is too bad that Nene just burned that bridge all the way down. I mean, hell, you wouldn't even know a bridge was there. That's what Nene has done when Bravo is concerned, honey. They will edit her out so fast of even the little flashbacks and shit. They ain't fucking with Nene no more, you guys. But anyway, Kim said that she saw Candy at Portia's wedding and she gave her a hug, and then oh yeah, the titties are showing off the titties. Excuse me, y'all. They just be looking so good. These be my Skims bras. When y'all ask me, like, when I bring up the titties, it do be from Skims, girl. I'm telling you, they got great underwear. Anyway, getting back on track. Sheree said, oh, you guys squashed the beef. And Kim was like, no, I didn't squash the beef. She was just basically being nice because she said that she ended up hugging Candy. I didn't even know that there was a beef between Kim and Candy. Is it still over the money, over that don't be tardy? She mentioned whatever it was. I wasn't even paying much attention to it. I don't know what else Kim wants from Candy. Maybe Candy feels, I think Candy said that Kim owes her some money. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Well, then it ain't no beef on your end. Candy the one got a problem with you, girl. Anyway, Kim is always gonna be Kim. I don't have any desire to see any of them still on Real Housewives, honestly. I definitely, after Kim was on just for those few minutes, it reminded me of how much she got on my nerves back when she was on the show, is how much she lies, how much she puts on airs, how much she really tries to be something that she's not. And so, yeah, Kim is always going to be Kim. But it was good to see all the girls together. Now, jumping over to Kenya, we see Kenya. She's at she's shooting a commercial for Kenya Moore Hair Care. She said that she was very disappointed that she wasn't able to perform in the Magic City Classic. Remember, she got sick when she went there. So this is her way of using Magnetta's choreography, because Magnetta had helped her with that routine that she didn't get to do. She's going to use that choreography and use it in this commercial. So they have the band and they got little Brooklyn all dressed up all cute like Kenya, and they're going to do the commercial and all that. Magnetta's there with her and helping her out. Magnetta texts Roy, which is the guy that Kenya is seeing. I think that Roy is a friend of Magnetta and her husband. I told you guys that before. She texts him, asks him, is he still coming? And he says, yes, he's on his way. So he comes, and Kenya's happy to see him. And she shows him around and, reminds Brooklyn of her friend. That was interesting. And I said, I bet you Mark ain't like that. But anyway, he's a good looking guy. He flat head in the back. That's the first thing that my eye goes to. If that head ain't got the proper hook, it just be sort of like, But he is a good looking guy, and Kenya's all giddy and giggly and all of that. She seems to like him. He seems to like her. He was just dropping by bringing some food. Okay, he's a keeper. I say, anytime a man want to feed me, baby, I love him. It's usually my husband, y'all. But anyway, he's just dropping in, just showing his face. It was good to see him, and then he leaves. So when he leaves, Sonja calls her on FaceTime and tells her that their auction person has COVID. And so could Kenya possibly be the person that's going to do the auction at her Mommy Nation brunch that's coming up? We'll talk about it soon. And so Kenya says, oh, absolutely, she'll do it. Okay, even though Kenya said in the confessional that, this is about the last time Sonja gonna hire her on to do a job and don't go through her agent. I guess she feels like Sonja don't do things properly and business-like. But yeah, she will be there to help out Mommy Nation. Next, we see Marlo. She is at home with her assistant Ty, and she's talking about her date, and they had a great time. The man gave her flowers when they were out that night, and then the next day, he sent her that good morning beautiful text, and make sure you don't be a stranger. She just gave it a little heart. She didn't want to do too much, but yeah, this might be something. I can't believe that I went on a date because, I've always been afraid to open myself up, and then they use that to hurt you. I was like, I don't want people to think You know, I have definitely been very, very hurt in relationships in the past. Like, I have had some shit happen to me that was quite traumatic, okay, when it comes to relationships. But it's funny because I never was that person that lost hope on love. Like, I just was like, well, time to get back in the saddle. You know, once I would get over whatever the hurt was, or even if I didn't, like, I would always be that one. I was like, I knew that I wasn't destined to be single and be by myself and all. And I never felt like people had ulterior motives, but that's how I am in regular life. That might be a naive part of me. But I always give everybody the same chance. I'm talking about in life in general at this point. But I've always been the type to, unless you've proven to me that I shouldn't trust you, or I shouldn't like you, or I shouldn't listen to you, talk to you, anything, I kind of think that everybody is cool. And then they show their true selves, and then I go by that. But you know how there's some people that are just always, they don't trust nothing. I have a friend, a very good friend like that. And she realizes that it's because she's had some things happen in her childhood, the way that she was raised, that now she just automatically doesn't trust things, kind of very leery of things, sometimes to the point of being kind of scared of things. And it's interesting. I mean, we definitely are products of our childhood. That is 100% true. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that that's a good trait or a bad trait to have? I think it could be either way, because, you know, you can get taken advantage of. Now, I am smart. Once you show the true self, then I definitely go by that. And I am usually a good judge of character. But, yeah, it's like, I hate that women have been hurt so much that they just automatically think now that everybody wants to hurt them, because I would like to think that that's still not the world that we live in. Am I being naive? Y'all can tell me. Then you guys, Drew. So Drew got a call from the principal and saying how, you know, they're going to honor her son because he is just like the example student. He just does everything right. And, you know, he's going to get something, I guess, at an honors award ceremony or something. So she's talking to her mom about it. Her mom and her sister. You guys remember her sister is still here. That sister storyline is interesting because, like I said, they never mentioned that sister, but that sister seemed to have played quite a big part, a role in Drew's life. But now it makes sense how Drew, it seems like the last couple of years, Drew's whole... It seems like she was trying to get her like team together and all of that. Now I guess it makes sense that it was because the sister had dropped out right around the time that she started on the show, or right after the sister ended up having that mental break, like she said, and couldn't be her manager no more. But apparently this sister is very well connected in Hollywood. She wrote and she was a producer and she was doing all the things. And then she had her breakdown in, you know, right at the beginning of the pandemic. The isolation, it was too much for her. So she was admitted into a hospital. Of course, she didn't work for Drew anymore. So Drew had to get shit together. But, and then the sister starts talking about the trauma that she had back when she was 22 years old. She was with some guy and he used to beat her. And it really affected her, but she never dealt with that trauma. So as she got older and then more things started to happen and compound on top of it, you know, next thing you know, COVID hits, bam, isolation, bam, breakdown, bam, hospital, bam, having to quit, you know, working for Drew and trying to get her life back on track. So, but you know, the mom was like, hell, she wished she knew, but she didn't know it. They didn't know that the sister was going through this, apparently. And so the breakdown, you know, took everybody by surprise. But I still feel like there's more to that story there. I feel like there's more to that story. Next season, or not next season, next half of the season, looks like we are going to... Well, I guess it's not going to be half because they're going out of town. And I think after Portugal, then that's the end of the show, their trip. But we'll hear more about maybe Drew and the sister, the relationship, all of that there. Definitely gonna hear more about Drew and this alleged lesbian affair, but we'll wait till it comes, you guys. Now, let's talk about Sonja. So Sonja is at home. Well, I guess she's at home. She's with her business partner and her friend, and they're talking about Mommy Nation. The business partner and her have Mommy Nation together. And they're about to host their first ever charity event. They're going to auction. They're going to have an auction, and I don't know what they were auctioning off. Did they even show what they were auctioning off, or were they just asking for donations? I guess it's more like just asking for donations. But there is a school out here in Atlanta, apparently, that's a private school, but it provides education to children that are homeless. And so she wants to, support that school and give the money. So they are going to have this brunch. The person that was going to be the auctioneer ended up getting COVID. So that is the reason why Sonja asked Kenya to do it, because her partner was just like, we need somebody that's like really going to just like really hype the people up and, good looking face and, just somebody that everybody's going to like and kind of help. What about Kenya? And, Sonja was like, Kenya, like, me and Kenya, we on again, off again friends. We can't quite get it together. But she was like, no. Kenya's going to be the perfect person. So that's when Sonja ended up calling Kenya and asking her if she would do it. And Kenya said she would. And that works perfectly. That way, them being the actual, people who found the foundation, Mommy Nation, wouldn't have to be asking for money and all of that. Jumping over to this brunch. We see everybody getting ready. Candy, Candy's tired because she had 2 shows in Tennessee, or I think they just had a show in Nashville the night before, and she had to drive back down to Atlanta to come to Sonja's thing. We see Drew getting ready. We see Kenya getting ready. Kenya can't fit her dress. Okay, she needs a couple of more inches on her hip area. The dress, child, when Marlo talked about it, that Marlo said that damn dress looked like... Marlo said that dress looked like when the shoes when the Wizard of Oz, when the house landed on the lady and the shoes curled up. She said that's what Kenya's dress looked like. I was just like, I couldn't understand what the dress was doing. It just looked like a whole bunch of balled up shit. And I was just like, that is not really cute, but maybe it'll look cute when she gets it on. But I was looking at it and I was like, what is that? All right, but whatever. I said them 2 inches that's needed on the side of that dress, honey, you needed my mama to be there. My mama would have cut them seams right there and hand stitched the shit, because my mom was like a perfect seamstress, you guys. Like literally, when Debbie got married, Deborah could not, one of the bridesmaids couldn't fit her dress busted open, and we literally are about to walk out into the wedding and the whole side of her dress was open. Honey, Ruby to the rescue. Baby Ruby got there and I'm talking about what this lady is standing in the line to walk out. Honey, my mama sewed that shit right up. Got that shit so that you couldn't see. Well, she didn't sew it. I think she even ended up pinning it. But you couldn't see none of the pins. You had no idea that was going on. But yeah, my mama would have fixed that, honey. She wouldn't have been 2 hours or however many late that she was. But yeah, y'all miss my mama so much. God bless my mama, y'all. Sonja's getting ready for the damn thing. And her sister is in a badass mood. Her sister is so irritated this whole season. I kind of wonder if the sister feels like Sonja is on this, because Sonja now, she is a Real Housewife, and Sonja is fully in her Real Housewife era. She's in her moment, right? And I wonder if the sister feels like, okay, she just gets on my nerves because she just thinks the whole world revolves around her, and it doesn't. But you can tell, like, you can look at Sonja, she's spending the money to make herself look like, one of those true established housewives. She wears all designer shit. Like Marlo said, straight off sometimes hot off of the fucking runway. Like, Sonja ain't playing, okay? She wants you guys to look at her as a housewife. We still don't look at her or Drew really like that because they're new. Okay, but I feel like Sonja is even going to pass Drew up in that sense, unless Drew changes something. But you guys see what I'm saying? Like, you can look at Sonja, and Sonja is really trying to prove to y'all that she's supposed to be in this position. I'm not mad. I'm not mad because Sonja be looking good. I ain't even gonna lie. But the sister is over her. The sister is like, you didn't even tell me what time I was supposed to be here. I didn't know that I was gonna be all on the camera. I thought y'all was gonna be shooting B-roll stuff. Okay? That sister was like, fuck that fourth wall. And the sister's been like that like all season. Like, she is just don't see it for Sonja. The sister's irritated about Ross. My whole thing is, yeah, I guess the sister has a reason. From what I'm just assuming, it looked like the sister is mad because Sonja asked everybody to drop what they were doing and come with them to Atlanta, and then they turn around and Ross say he don't want them there no more. So it's just sort of like, so we dropped everything to come here, now y'all want us to move, and what we supposed to do? Like, I think she just feels like the nerve of it, because she was just like, Sonja just don't think about everything, that there's many moving parts to even working for her or living with her, being her sister, period. I'm trying to do all these things. She don't communicate well, so she's mad, and she can tell. She's doing her hair because that's what she's hired to do, but she's irritated, and Sonja starts to cry, and her partner was just like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, And Sonja was just like, I apologize. I felt bad for Sonja because, sometimes you be so wrapped up in you and what you doing that you don't realize that you done got on everybody fucking nerves around you. But you so you so in this tunnel that you don't realize it. So I think Sonja maybe at that time was feeling like, but I was just like, I'm gonna need the sister to figure out what she gonna do, because we don't need you to just be having an attitude. I mean, I understand that you aggravated and everything, but what's gonna be what you gonna do? You gonna leave and, or are you gonna continue to work there with your sister? So anyway, Sonja tells us that this brunch is a dream come true, that they just really like the fact that they're able to help the women in the community, as new mothers or mommies, just whatever she has to do. So this brunch is the auction. They're also going to be giving out awards called the mommies. Okay, just something cute and fun to do. So, the ladies start to show up. Marlo shows up, Manetta, Courtney, Sheree. Sonja's like, where's Kenya? Okay, well, I just told you that Kenya's having a problem with her dress. She calls Kenya, and Kenya said that she was just confused about some things because I guess Sonja's assistant had texted her earlier and said that her and her guests were not going to be able to sit together, and she just doesn't want to be separated from her guests. That's like going to a wedding and being separated from your plus one. And Sonja was just like, I mean, everybody's at the table. Your guest is going to be right behind you. But I mean, if you want to sit at the table with the girl, fine. Can you bring your ass? Like, we got an auction here. You not on time, and she wouldn't have to be on time if she wasn't on the schedule for the day, So I was irritated with Kenya because I feel like at this point Kenya's doing it on purpose every time Sonja has something, even though we know that she was having a problem with the dress. I mean, it don't take that long to take 2 inches out of some hips, okay? So, but it was just an hour, so yeah, maybe it could have been the fact that the dress was messed up, but still, it's just sort of like, girl, every time this girl asks you to do something, you still late, okay? Like, no, I don't like, yeah, and people that are late get on my nerves. That's a pet peeve of mine. Why the fuck you can't get somewhere on time? You know what time shit start, okay? Plan accordingly. Things can come up, so you need a couple hours to get everything together. Like, that gets somebody, especially when you have a fucking team. You got a whole team of people working around you. You can't get somewhere on time. No, not acceptable. Okay, so Sonja was irritated. I was aggravated for her, but Sonja's like, that's fine. I'll just get up there and I'll just do some of the things. It wasn't like she just had Kenya doing the whole show. Kenya was only supposed to do the auction. So Sonja gets up there. She introduces herself and what they were raising money for today. And then she introduces another girl who's actually the MC of the brunch, and they're doing the mommies first, the awards. And so they're giving out the awards to different people for whatever reason. We saw them give an award to Sheree. Actually, her son came and presented because she is, I guess she just got an award for being a grandma. Child, I don't know. She, it just was something cute. And Sheree was just like, oh, you know what? I love it. Thank you so much. I love it. She was very happy to see her son there who surprised her. You can tell he's not into public speaking. Every time I see that son, he cute. He cute. Yeah, he is. But I just like, sons just seem like the elevator ain't always going all the way to the top. Just be over there and be fine. Just be fine. Okay, but I'm just like, what, am I the only one? Anyway, you guys, moving on. While they were up there talking, Kenya shows up. Okay, so Sonja goes over to where Kenya's sitting at the table and just kind of whispers to her, okay, so you're gonna come up, you're gonna do the auction, and just have everybody hype them up. I'll tell you the amounts and what you'll get for it and all of that. And so Kenya was like, how much are we trying to raise? And she was at 50,000. Okay. So they introduced Kenya, and Kenya gets up there, and Kenya was just like, hey, all right, y'all get y'all pocketbooks ready. Okay, we not raising 50,000, we raising 100,000 because it's already 50,000 just at this table. Talking about the table with the housewives at it. And that shit was so funny to me because I was just like, I don't know how much some people decided that they was going to give, but when you get put on the spot like that, and I guess it was however many people that was at the table, it needed to be like, I think it was 7 people at the table. And so everybody had to give 7,000 and maybe some change in order for that one table to have given 50,000. So Candy was just like, y'all got y'all 7,000. And Drew was just like, I guess I got it if y'all got it. So they start the auction and somebody says 5,000. So then the table where all the ladies are, they all match it $5,000. Well, pretty much all of them. Courtney said 25. I was like, I ain't mad, Courtney. Courtney was like, I ain't no housewife. I ain't got housewife salary like them. So y'all gonna get this 2,500 and be happy. But anyway, they do the auction and everybody gives whatever they're going to give, and they ended up raising $78,000. So that actually is very, very good. Okay. And it was a real event. And like I said, Sonja is, you can say things that you want to say about Sonja, but Sonja still is, I feel like Sonja's a real deal when it comes to like, she's a housewife, she's doing her business. She is like, y'all gonna accept me as a housewife, damn it. I kind of do put Sonja before Drew. What about you guys? All right, you guys, that's it. Let me get on off of here. Make sure that you thumbs up this video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.